Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
What did he do?
Yeah,
What has he done?
come on. I mean, that was a full second late.
Your clock is 1 second too fast, just to let you know.
No, it's
not.
not.
The engineers know.
That is tuned right to the atomic clock in
Not anymore.
Geneva, wherever.
I never understood how the atomic clock thing works. Like, I don't get it.
It works through atoms. So,
Okay.
yeah. Now you got your answer.
There we go. We're done. Did our deep dive on
That's
clocks.
our science segment for the morning. Congratulations. So yesterday, another day, another battle over the big, beautiful bill in Congress. Man, Elon is ratcheting it up a bit. He's still speaking out against it, and here's what he tweeted. Call your senator. Call your congressman. Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill. Wow. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
Something's up.
Yep. Yeah, I
don't know, man.
I was just hoping something like this wasn't going to happen at the end of his stay in government with Doge, and he and Trump getting along so well, and now they're at loggerheads. Now they're battling for the opposite things. And amidst the public pushback on the big, beautiful bill, Speaker Mike Johnson had this to say yesterday.
This is wild.
Look, let me just address the Elon controversy and tell you that I consider Elon a friend. He's obviously brilliant. I just told you we credit him with all the big changes with Doge and everything else. It's curious to me what happened this week. And full disclosure, Elon and I had a great conversation, about a half-hour-long talk on Monday this week. Monday morning. And we talked about the big, beautiful bill, because I think he was trying to make a joke a couple of days earlier. It can't be big and beautiful. And I started the conversation, oh, yes, it can, my friend. It's very beautiful. So we talked about all the record level of savings. My friends, no government in the history of mankind has ever cut $1.6 trillion in a piece of legislation.
We're doing that so here. Big.
The extraordinary level of savings and the historic level of tax cuts at the same time, and all these great policy prescriptions. And I talked to Elon through all that and explained to him what we're doing, and that this is just the beginning of a long process of making government more efficient and effective, of cutting wasteful spending, fraud, and abuse. And you can't do it all in one bill. It took Congress decades to get to this situation. It's going to take us a little while to get out of it. But we have a very specific plan to do that. And Elon was encouraged by that conversation. It was a very friendly, very fruitful conversation together. And he and I talked about the midterm elections. And he said, I'm going to help. We got to make sure that the Republicans keep the House majority. We can't have the president impeached, which is what the Democrats would do on day one, as we all well know. And we've got to continue this. The Trump administration needs 4 years to do all this reform, not 2 years. The Biden administration, Biden-Harris, made such a disaster of every metric of public policy, it's going to take us more than one bill to fix it all. Elon and I left on a great note. We were texting one another, happy texts, Monday. And then yesterday, 24 hours later, he does a 180 and he comes out and opposes the bill. And it surprised me, frankly. And I don't take it personal. We don't take it personal.
Okay. All right.
I tell you, there's plenty of reports out there that Musk is upset that they're taking away the EV tax credit, and that obviously would affect his bottom line in the electric
that affects
vehicle
Tesla for sure.
Business, yeah, and then also
what is it? A $7,000 credit? I think at least it was at one point. I don't know if it's still that, but
Chris would know, right? Chris, you got that tax credit, right?
Sure did.
Do you get it on a used too?
Yes.
On a used car?
As long as I haven't purchased a EV vehicle. So now I just don't qualify anymore.
Okay.
So if I'm going to buy another one, my wife has to buy under her name.
Oh, interesting.
When you get your first EV, you get that.
That's when you get the tax credit. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So he wanted them to retain that, and it's not in there. So, and the other part, they're saying that he wanted Starlink to be used with the air traffic control systems. And apparently the Trump administration declined because they thought it would appear to be a conflict of interest. So he could be.
So he might be pissed about that.
He could be an Elon scorned.
Yeah.
And maybe this is him acting out. I don't know. Or maybe he just doesn't like debt.
Yeah.
It could be that too.
Could be that.
But it's just weird to hear that timeline from Mike Johnson.
Yeah, it is. Also, Senators Rand Paul and Ron Johnson have been pretty vocal in their opposition to the bill. Senator Johnson was on with Charlie Kirk yesterday.
What is your proposal of 3 or 4 specific cuts structurally so that you can be satisfied and those of us that are fiscal hawks can also be satisfied while also getting this bill passed?
Give us some reasons.
Well, first of all, I know we're not going to meet the moment with one bill. We won't. The House didn't do it. We won't if we quick rush this thing through. So we've got to split this up, focus on the areas of agreement, border defense, take the spending reductions the House has given us that they've agreed to, extend current tax law, take the automatic tax increase off the table. That was a blunder in the Tax Cut and Jobs Act. We should have scored that in current policy. We weren't smart enough to do that. Increase the debt ceiling for about a year. Keep the pressure on. I've got to convince President Trump that is to his advantage. He wants to balance the budget. That's what he said. Well, we're not even coming close to putting ourselves on a path to balance the budget. He needs that leverage as well. We'll never default on the debt, ever. We've got more than enough revenue to service our debt. We will increase the debt ceiling, but we ought to do it in increments to keep the pressure on. So this has got to be at least a 2-part process. Fiscal year 2025 reconciliation process, do that now. Again, we skinny this thing down, focus on the areas of agreement that we can do by July 4th, then start doing the work. And Charlie, rather than the problem we're having is the same old way. Give me 3 things that'll solve the problem. 3 things won't. You've got to literally go through thousands of lines of budgets. You got to go through thousands of programs, do the forensic audit like Doge did, and expose it. Get the American people on your side. Take the time to do the work, but also to win public support for what you're doing, rather than jam something through, not have a good response when the Democrats falsely attack it. Again, we're blowing this. We're blowing it. We didn't take the time. We're not making the arguments. I'm sorry, it's a slogan. It's a slogan. We need substance. We're only going to solve this with substance, with facts and with figures. And so far, the discussion's been largely void of facts and figures. I'm forcing facts and figures to the forefront here.
So, and I apologize, Senator, if you mentioned this. I might be confusing with something else. No. Stephen Miller would say a separate bill would require 60 votes. Is that correct? 1 minute remaining, Senator.
No, we've got budget reconciliation for fiscal year 2026. We should already have a fiscal 2026 budget on the table. We could already be in that reconciliation process. We're still working off of fiscal year 2025. So no, each budget reconciliation can literally have 3 bills: one for spending, one for revenue, one for the debt ceiling.
This is, and I said, I know you got a dash. This is what drives me the most crazy about D.C. is 2 guys I love, Ron Johnson and Stephen Miller. We're just talking past each other, right? And it's just because now the audience is all confused. So Stephen Miller's saying you need 60 votes. You're saying not.
No, I'm sorry.
We're just kind of left in this land of.
I love Stephen Miller. He's simply wrong on this one.
Okay.
This is so chaotic, man.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Chaos. I mean, that's where we're at.
So Stephen Miller says if you do it separately, it's not reconciliation anymore, and you can't have the 50 plus 1. So you have to get the 60 votes in the Senate. The normal process kicks in. And Ron Johnson says that's just not true. So who do you believe?
Right. That's what this comes down to. It's so frustrating. Like Charlie Kirk just said, 2 people we love, Ron Johnson and Stephen Miller, and they're disagreeing on some pretty important stuff.
Really important.
And then Mike Lee is behind. I like this idea from Mike Lee and Elon Musk, a proposal that if there is a deficit more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. Okay. I mean, they'll never agree to that. But,
no, they will not. But I mean, that's a good idea.
Put that as a negotiation tactic in there, you know? Oh, man.
White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt was asked about the opposition to the big, beautiful bill.
2 questions for you as well. On the big, beautiful bill, you said recently that it is, quote, blatantly wrong to say that it adds to the deficit. You essentially said that an estimate from the Congressional Budget Office and other scorekeepers you believe are wrong. But Republicans like Ron Johnson and Rand Paul disagree. They are saying that it will add to the deficit. That is their concern. Is the White House's position that those 2 Republican senators are, quote, blatantly wrong?
It is. Those senators, it's not news that they disagree with this president on policy, and the president has vocally called them out for it and Republican for them not having their facts together. I would add the Congressional Budget Office has been historically wrong. In fact, they predicted the Trump tax cuts from the president's first term in 2017. Their prediction was wrong by $500 billion. Those tax cuts had nearly $500 billion more of revenue than the Congressional Budget Office scored. And I would also point out, I don't think many people know this, there hasn't been a single staffer in the entire Congressional Budget Office that has contributed to a Republican since the year 2000. But guess what? There have been many staffers within the Congressional Budget Office who have contributed to Democrat candidates and politicians every single cycle since. So unfortunately, this is an institution in our country that has become partisan and political, and we are very confident in our own economic analyses of this bill. There is $1.6 trillion in savings, and our Office of Management and Budget Director, Russ Voght, is a fiscal hawk. He is well known in this city for being a well-respected fiscal hawk. He has tools at his disposal to produce even more savings. And as you know, the White House will be sending our rescissions package to Capitol Hill today.
And on immigration,
Okay.
Enough, Caitlin.
So there you go. And in the middle of all this, President Trump posted this on Truth Social yesterday. This is interesting. I don't understand it.
Chaos.
I'm very pleased to announce that after all these years, I agree with Senator Elizabeth Warren on something. Yeah, it's nothing to brag about. The debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. It's too devastating to be put in the hands of political people that may want to use it despite the horrendous effect it could have on our country and indirectly even the world. As to Senator Warren's second statement on the $4 trillion, I like that also, but it would have to be done over a period of time as short as possible. Let's get together, Republican and Democrat, and do this. No, let's not. Let's not. You're going to eliminate all debt limits. He wants there to be no limit to U.S. debt. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's almost like we have that now.
It is. Right? It is, though. That's
but
true.
At least this
it
makes
is
them...
that is what we have,
right?
Because every time we get anywhere near it, we change it every single time.
And Ron Johnson just said, let's extend it, basically through next election cycle.
But he wants to keep that pressure on, because every time they get close, they got to go through this again. I don't know. It's chaotic, but maybe that's the way to do it.
Big, beautiful chaos. That's where we're at. The House passed it last week by one vote. Recall that? Mm-hmm. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene? It sounds like she is regretting her vote now because she didn't realize the AI provision that was in there that will eliminate states from doing anything with AI for the next 10 years. And so states can't do their own AI thing, according to the big, beautiful bill. And she says, I am completely opposed to that. So I don't know if when it comes back around, like if the Senate changes it, right? They're going to have to vote again. They could lose that. I don't know. We'll see, man. This is chaos.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess.
July 4th was their self-imposed deadline for the Senate. Don't forget.
Okay. Let me tell you about Fast Growing Trees, which is, of course, the biggest online nursery in the U.S. They've got thousands of different plants, over 2 million happy customers. They've got all the stuff your yard needs. Everything from fruit trees to privacy trees, flowering, shrubs, all kinds of things. Whatever plant you're interested in, Fast Growing Trees has it. And they'll help you get the right fit for your yard, the space that you have available, and for the climate that you live in. That's what they did for us, and I had no idea. I didn't know. So I was completely at their discretion, and they did a great job by helping me pick just the right thing for our yard. And it's just going to beautify your yard, increase that curb appeal, and give you shade, whatever it is you're looking for. So it's easy to get your dream yard. You just order online, get your plant delivered right to your door in just a few days without ever leaving home. Really, really convenient. Their Alive and Thrive guarantee ensures that your plants are going to arrive healthy and they're going to thrive. Plus, you'll get support from their trained plant experts. They're on call to help you plan your landscape, choose the right plants, and learn how to care for them. So, this spring, they have the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And because you listen here and watch you'll get another 15% off your first purchase when you use the promo code PAT at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com. Now's the perfect time to plant. Use PAT to save. The offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
Pat Gray Unleashed now continues.
So the controversy continues. We've got Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullins of Oklahoma talking about the bill.
Well, guess what? President Trump was right then, and he's right now. This is the most Republican bill that I've ever dealt with. That's in 13 years of serving up here. There is a lot of, lies. That's the best way I can say it. True lies coming out about this. Now let's talk about the $1.6 trillion cut that is in the House reconciliation package. Okay. People are saying, well, it's not a real cut. It's a gimmick. No, it is actually a real cut. This is the largest cut, dollar-wise, that any Congress has ever had. People start talking about the CBO score, making a big deal about the CBO score. I want you to go back to 2017 and 2018 when CBO scored TCJA at that time, which is a Tax Cuts Job Act. They said it was going to cost the American government $1.5 trillion. They actually had to change that in 2020 because it actually ran a surplus of $1.7 trillion. How'd they mess that up? If you cut revenue to the federal government, then it has to score a negative. They can't project growth. What the Republicans believe is that if we invest in the American people and make government more irrelevant, that the American people will invest in their economy, in their backyard, and therefore will raise the GDP. Now, is this bill perfect? No. I've never seen a perfect bill up here. But it's the way we start moving in the right direction. The last administration, or the Biden administration, spent like drunken sailors. They literally almost doubled every federal agent's budget. We have to start righting the ship. We got to start turning this thing around. It's not going to happen overnight. We didn't get in this position overnight, but this is moving us in the right direction. This puts us on the right physical track that we have to get our house in order.
So who do you believe?
Who
do you believe?
The last person that spoke.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah. All right, so right now you believe Mark Wayne Mullins.
Yep, I'm with Mark.
Okay.
Don't show me somebody else.
No, okay. Let me show you Chuck Schumer. Here's Chucky Schumer.
Hilarious.
And we all know one thing. Donald Trump is just lying about the bill. Lying about the bill.
What?
Well, here's the "We Are All Going to Die" act.
Oh, jeez. What?
We are all going to die.
Then I believe him.
You believe him? We're all going to die? Well, that is true. We are.
Just think,
not from this bill necessarily, but we are all going to die. So he's right.
Just take Ron Johnson really analyzing this, trying to make it make sense to him. Here's some fiscal things I think we could do.
And then you got that.
He's on the same side as it's the "We're All Going to Die" act.
So ridiculous. Jeez. Then we've got OMB Director Russ Voght explaining what might happen if it's not passed.
If H.R. 1 fails,
we're going to die.
If whatever comes back from the Senate fails to get to the desk of the president and signed into law, what happens at the end of this year?
I think we'll have a recession. I think we will be, economic storm clouds will be very dark. I think we'll have a 60% tax increase on the American people.
Ooh,
and just if I could answer Congressman Hoyer's question or statement, the notion that this bill, I mean, we've been actually criticized unfairly for on the reconciliation bill for the fact that it is all mandatory savers. I mean, you said, look, we need to address the mandatory side of the house. There's $1.7 trillion in mandatory savers on the reconciliation bill. Do we need to do things on the appropriation side, the discretionary side? Yes, that's what we're here to talk about with rescissions and the bill that we've, the budget that we've sent up to you. But we have to get back to what we did in 1997, where we had for the first time substantial mandatory reforms around not just cutting people and just getting people off programs, but reforms, a work requirement. We're using the same model that Bill Clinton signed into law, and we think it will have incredible impact on not just these programs, but giving people dignity.
Work requirements. Okay. It's just Again.
So there's that.
Yeah. So we're gonna die if it does pass,
and we're gonna die if it doesn't. Yeah,
basically.
So that's where we are.
Is there a medium?
No.
So where do you stand now, Chris? Now you support it again.
I support it again. Yes.
Well, let's go back to Chuck Schumer then.
Oh, okay.
See what happens.
GOP lawmakers have defended some of their budget bills, Medicaid reforms, by highlighting preliminary CBO projections of roughly 1.4 million illegal immigrants losing their coverage under state-funded health programs. Is reducing federal Medicaid payments to states that provide coverage to undocumented immigrants a reform that you would support?
The bottom line is this overall bill is so awful. If they want to aim, if they got some specific issues, aim it. Don't just do a meat axe or a
what? I don't know.
Chainsaw across the board to cut everything. I don't know if their numbers are accurate. These are GOP numbers, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
the bottom
matter.
line is this goes
We're going to
way
oppose it no
beyond
matter what.
Even what
could
they're
be the best
talking
bill in the
about.
world. We'd
It
still
hurts
oppose it.
everybody.
If that
Next
reform was
question.
adopted,
Next.
Wow,
Next
he just
question.
did not want to have any conversation about, wait, you mean common sense cutting of money that would go to help illegals get health care in this country?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't even negotiate on that. It's a bad, whatever they're saying is bad. Next question.
Well, those are GOP numbers, Keith.
Oh, I see.
They're different.
Well, and as such, and he basically admitted it, as such, he's not going to support it. Doesn't matter what's in it. Doesn't matter what the real numbers are. Doesn't matter what the truth is. Okay. I don't care. It's Republican. I'm against it.
But hold on a second, Pat. If you had a vote in Congress, would you vote for something that had the title of the "We're All Going to Die" Act?
No, I would not.
Okay.
No,
you don't want your
Keith.
name on that, bro.
No, I really don't.
This is a mess, man.
Speaking of illegals, here was Democrat Congresswoman Rebecca Balint of Vermont with her thoughts on illegals in America. I bet we're going to learn some really good stuff here.
Facts.
You're
Fact
about to
cheeks. Fact cheeks right now.
Yep.
Actually, you're right.
Fact cheeks right now.
You're right.
And wisdom. Here it is.
Labor, and of course, we have to come to a place in Congress where it is no longer a political issue, but we see it as an existential issue for the country. If we don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work or to build a home here,
what's going to happen?
I'm
all gonna die
right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's what she said. We've elevated from picking the crops
to wiping our butts. That's
I would have
nice.
moved to Vermont.
That's
I
nice.
didn't know you get an illegal to wipe your butt. Is that part of their...
I got to tell you, I don't want an illegal in the bathroom with me to do that. Sure, I really don't.
Oh, I hear you, xenophobe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You bigot, racist.
I don't want illegal or illegal in the bathroom with me. So.
Okay, so you like to take jobs away from people?
Thank you.
Yes, in this case, yes.
Someone had to say it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, hater.
So.
Isn't that something?
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
to
fine.
the media, to the left, everybody's okay with that.
It's the power of the D.
So they're here to wipe our asses, in her words.
It's creating job opportunities, Pat Gray.
But that's not racist. That's not.
No.
I'm sure the View will be all over this comment today.
Yeah, of course they will.
What's that one chick's name who's always trying to find something to call out Republicans on? I can't even.
Aren't they all doing that?
No, I'm thinking of the Hispanic chick.
Oh, Sunny?
Is it Sunny? No, she's the black chick.
Oh, she's the black chick.
Of course, she's always looking for racist stuff, too. But I'm sure they'll play that clip.
Oh, yes.
And they'll be like, that's unacceptable.
They'll be all over it. You know they will.
Yeah, because, wait a minute. They had one of the, what was the daughter, Ozzy Osbourne's daughter? Remember that? When she was on talking about, we need hired help or something. We got to find that clip. And they lost their mind on there. It was Kelly Osbourne. And she said something like that.
Right.
And they lost their minds.
But it was lawn care or something. I mean, it wasn't wipe your...
Well, if you think about it, that's kind of a promotion. You're picking strawberries outside. This job, you're inside.
Yeah,
so at least
that's true.
You're moving up in the world.
Hopefully you've got some air conditioning going for you.
Oh, yeah.
Sun's not beating down on your face.
Well,
that's nice.
Does Vermont have air conditioning?
No.
Oh.
No, they don't. You're right. No air conditioning.
My goodness. What a world, man.
Wow.
Okay. whatever.
Also, yesterday in Congress, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick was answering some questions. And Democrat Senator Jack Reed seemed indignant that Lutnick likes to do work.
And it's been reported in the press that you are insisting on personally reviewing every commerce contract over $100,000?
That is true.
Well, that seems to be something that is not particularly efficient. And that results in the 5,700 contracts just in NOAA. So, again, if you can't find reliable support to do those reviews, I think you're wasting your time, frankly.
So I am tasked with the responsibility of my department, and contracts over $100,000 should be reviewed by the secretary. Now, I may have more energy and more time, and if you drive by the Department of Commerce late at night, you're going to see our lights on because I'm going through it. I do it with my team. I do it with the people who run the bureaus, and I teach them how to analyze contracts, not to push forward what was done before. And I'll give you one quick example. They come to me with planes, hurricane hunters, and they said there were $672 million. I said, wow, how many planes do we get? We get two. 2 planes? Wow. Can I see the plane, please? Just show me a picture of the plane we're going to... And they show me this picture of a plane. And you remember old planes? They had like mullions in the windscreen. And they show me that, 3 propellers on each side. And I said, my God, when was this plane new? They said, no, you're buying a new plane. I said, no, when was the first one? 1955.
Excuse me, Mr. Secretary.
These things have to stop.
You're talking about a $600 million acquisition. That's
Correct.
a lot more than a $100,000 contract to do something like cleaning in the buildings that you occupy.
We cancel huge numbers of absurd contracts for software nobody uses. I said, how many people use this software? 0. These are waste, these are fraud, or these are abuse, and it's my job
How
to
many
teach myself.
How many CEOs of companies, major companies in the United States, are reviewing contracts at the $100,000 level? And if they would, what would the board of directors say to them?
The first year you're there, if you don't do it, you should be fired. You should know everything that's going through. You should do it with your staff. You should teach your staff how to do it, and then you should delegate them to do it once you've taught them. You don't do it, you're abdicating your responsibility. That's how I view it. That's how I ran my business privately, and that's how I'm going to run the government. I'm responsible for our
let's go ahead.
Let's stop talking now, please.
Yeah, welcome to D.C. That's what Jack Reed is saying. Don't you understand? That's not how we do things here. Right. We have staff that reads for us and makes all our decisions for us. In fact, my staff wrote me all these questions today. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I mean,
unless it's an expenditure of, let's say, $20 trillion, we're not interested in even reviewing it. Don't even look at it. Who cares? That's how we got into this position in the first place. Nobody cared about all of the money that added up. Well, it only adds up if you add it up, which we don't do.
We don't do that, Pat.
Which Jack Reed is discouraging there. Don't add it up. Just don't worry about it.
Look like a cartoon character up there asking questions.
Wow, he got his head handed to him, though.
Did.
Thank goodness.
Jeez.
Incredible.
That clip really sums up where we are in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
The guy, the senator guy, Jack Reed, doesn't want you doing work up there and frowns upon it. When someone, like, how dare you come in here and talk about how you actually work in your job in
We can't
DC?
have that. You're making the rest of us look bad.
I mean, he's trying to save us money.
Wow.
And Senator Reed has a problem with that. Okay.
Right.
I can't.
Well, Keith, it's only $100,000.
Yeah, please.
Bro.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Seriously, that's what it was.
You should be fired for looking into $100,000. Should be fired.
I wonder what that would have been a good question. Okay, Senator.
What's the magic number?
What is the number?
What's the magic number? At what point should the Commerce
What's
Secretary...
worth our time? And can you imagine? No wonder Democrats don't resonate with the middle class anymore. Like $100,000 is nothing?
It's nothing to them.
That's nothing to them. That's how elitist they have become. $100,000. That's like give a penny, take a penny.
Yes,
at the convenience store. Yes. That's what it is.
Give 100,000, take 100,000. You know what? No. Take 100,000, take 100,000.
Yeah.
There's no give.
Right? Jeez. 888-900-3393.
What a mess.
Man. Yeah, and there's more mess to clean up. We'll get to it coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
What went wrong on the font on these tweets?
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Too small.
Really?
Too small.
Right.
Maybe they're because there's so many on one sheet.
Oh, Wes
Is that
put
what
so
it
many
is?
on one sheet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Wes, take note. We need
So-
72 font size now.
So that's 10
Forward.
sheets.
Frank Johnson's alter ego tweets thousands of lines in the budget. What is it that creates thousands of ways for the government to spend our money? This is the question that never seems to be asked.
Yeah. You know what? We got to have a talk.
Quack, quack.
Let's have a talk.
Yeah, I'm not sure you understand the quack quack.
He doesn't.
Chris,
He
but
doesn't. We got to
that's
give
all
him
right.
some old Don Imus tapes or something.
From Misspoke, only in D.C. is working 6 months on one thing, considered rushing it through.
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth? Fury and Energy tweets, whose fault is it we don't have 60 good senators in office?
I'm sure the Republican Party, I mean, we were complaining at the time. Those were 4 contested seats in November that they were like, well, we won everything, so we're not going to really fight these. And it'd be nice to have 57 senators instead of 53. Yeah. Do this all day.
Yep.
Go back to Georgia in 2020.
And so on and so forth.
But you said if we had the House, the Senate,
Yeah, we
and
just
the
need
executive.
Yeah, if we just had...
Correct.
Yeah,
We'll be
if
good.
we had all 3 branches...
Get everything we
We'll
wanted.
be
It'd
good.
be unstoppable.
Okay, got it. Be like a wish
'Cause
list.
You know how good the Republican Party is. That if you had all 3 branches, all 3, or was it this? What was the 3 that we were pissed off about?
Oh, it's this.
It's
when you do this. Yeah.
It's
1,
that one.
2,
Yep, that
3.
one.
All 3.
All 3, yes.
1, 2.
Whoa.
Wait. Whoops.
Whoa. No, that's accurate.
1, 2.
You're pointing toward D.C. That was accurate.
That was accurate.
Those listening to the podcast know exactly what just happened.
From Dirty Mule 94. My ass wiper just got deported, so...
Oh, no.
So you're on your own. You're
hate-
on your own. That's
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. You do.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly... how do you outsource that when you lose your trusted friend there in the old bathroom?
Right.
Wait, hold up. We're not friends. That's not a friendship right there.
That's a good
No,
point.
that's an employer-employee relationship. It can't be friendly.
No, we cannot be friendly.
From Squatching Duck, so she's had an illegal immigrant wiping her ass all the time?
That's what we infer.
Yeah,
Yes.
all this time it's been, the butt wiper. Giblets. They're only wiping the butts that Americans are too lazy to wipe.
Thank you.
And Caffeinated Texan, incoming X handle. Illegal butt wiper.
Somebody, many people, many Pat heads have made the point on Twitter that what must people that aren't familiar with the show think about some of these Twitter handles that they see?
Oh, yeah.
They're like, if some random person runs across your Twitter feed, illegal butt wiper? What's going on with this? You know what? Unfollow.
What was the name of the Democrat in Vermont that said that?
Rebecca Balint.
Balint, yeah, Balint.
We need to keep that around for a long time, forever.
I'm going to be really crude right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people.
They know how to.
We don't have enough
That's a good
people.
point.
It's been reported.
That is a staggering comment.
So does that mean that Vermont currently has butt wipers?
Yes. Well, I mean,
wow.
look at, judging by the tweets, a lot of
Yes.
people have butt wipers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a couple things. Just who muck and fudge. There's a future bingo square for you. And also ice. You need the next raid. Next raid needs to be in
Vermont.
Montpelier, Vermont.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of look. You wear gloves when you go and bust these
Don't touch them.
illegals up there.
Don't touch them.
Oh, man.
Whew.
So President Trump had a little chat. In fact, it was kind of a lengthy chat with Vladimir Putin yesterday. Right. And then he posted this. Said, I just finished speaking by telephone with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. The call lasted approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. We discussed the attack on Russia's docked airplanes by Ukraine and also various other attacks that have been taking place by both sides. It was a good conversation, but not a conversation that will lead to immediate peace. President Putin did say, and very strongly, that he will have to respond to the recent attack on the airfields. We also discussed Iran and the fact that time is running out on Iran's decision pertaining to nuclear weapons, which must be made quickly. I stated to President Putin that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and on this, I believe that we're in agreement. President Putin suggested that he will participate in the discussions with Iran and that he could perhaps be helpful in getting this brought to a rapid conclusion. It is my opinion that Iran has been slow-walking their decision on this very important matter and will need a definitive answer in a very short period of time. So, good update there.
Yeah.
On a couple of different big-time topics.
Yeah, and monitoring his Truth Social account, he still has not directly said anything about Elon Musk's opposition to the big, beautiful bill. He did yesterday on his Truth Social post the tweet that Elon had on his last day with Doge, the one where he just, said he thanked President Trump for the opportunity to reduce wasteful spending, blah, blah, blah. It's my last day. I don't know if that was just Trump basically saying, see, things are good. See, we're fine. I don't know.
Maybe.
But he's not directly addressing the new criticisms, that's for sure.
Yesterday, there were reports that Lindsey Graham was getting some pushback on the cost of his trip to Ukraine.
Good.
Republicans are calling for Lindsey Graham to repay over $400,000 of taxpayer funds he used for his Ukraine trip. A trip he approved himself as chairman of the Senate Budget Committee.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
The plot thickens. No wonder it was approved so quickly.
Right.
And what it looks like is that it was $411,000 for him and $403,000 for the Democrat that went with him, for Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut.
That's what it looks like.
For a month in a hotel room, and we know Blumenthal's back. I haven't seen Lindsey Graham back here.
I don't think they were there anywhere near a month.
No. The room's still open till June 30th. That was on that bill.
Incredible.
That is...
It's just incredible.
So
it's almost $1 million.
So wait a minute. He approved an expense that should still be open if you're still using it through June. Why are we closing that out? I don't... It's just...
Because he's not using it. It's over.
This government, man.
Pretty sure he's back. I don't know. We'll look into that, but I mean, the expense is just ridiculous for a trip like that. Ridiculous. How much does... We found out yesterday you could stay at a four-star hotel in Kiev for $54 a night.
Yeah, and there was $124 for the 5-star, right?
120. That's... Wow.
So...
Wow. For a 5-star hotel.
Well,
of course,
they're war, Pat.
That's right.
Those are the war rates.
Those are war rates, and there's no doubt that's true. But pretty good deal.
Oh, it is a great deal.
It's a pretty good deal. If you haven't been to Kiev lately, this is the time to go.
Time to go.
Yeah, you're going to save some big money on that.
Do you think that comes with free breakfast?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it does.
5-star?
Like Wi-Fi, internet in your
free
room?
Wi-Fi, yes. Netflix on the TV, Disney Plus.
I'm not sure if it's just the continental breakfast or an actual breakfast.
Oh, I bet it's cold, though.
Yeah, I bet it's the cold
like
continental
cereal,
one.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll upgrade.
Yeah. You can upgrade, but that'll cost you $60.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And then next thing you know, it's tough to keep it under budget when your budget's $411,000.
That is true.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
It all adds up if you ever add it up. But we don't like to do that. We don't, so it won't add up.
And
don't
like
worry
we learned
about
it. From Jack Reed.
Yeah.
If it's more than $100,000,
then maybe we'll concern ourselves with it, but not when it's $100,000.
No.
That's nothing. What are you even bothering with it for? Why'd you even bring this up? Love it. Speaking of international travel, President Trump is resurrecting the travel ban policy from his first term. He signed a proclamation last night preventing people from a dozen countries from entering the United States. The countries include Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea. What? Why can't people come here from Equatorial Guinea?
That's just mean.
That is
racist.
Mean. Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. In addition to the ban, which takes effect this coming Monday at 12:01 a.m., there will be heightened restrictions on visitors from Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela.
Okay.
He said, I must protect the national security and national interest of the United States and its people.
There goes my summer plans.
Yeah, I know. Dang it. I mean, if you can't go to Equatorial Guinea for the summer,
yeah,
you've just taken away too many freedoms in this
Has
country.
a judge jumped in to
but know they will.
Set your watch.
They will.
We had a judge jump in to block the deportation of the family of
and it was a Trump-appointed judge.
Boulder guy.
Yeah. Yeah, not only that.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. One of them that just jumped into this was a Trump-appointed judge.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
So really incredible. Not only that, but USA Today wrote this incredible sob story piece on the daughter of the terrorist, the Egyptian terrorist.
You mentioned that, yeah.
Jeez.
I saw the headline and I swiped it away too fast. I mentioned it yesterday and I was like, you could just tell it was a sob story. That I was in my education here and that was my life. And well, don't be related to a terrorist.
Is this another Manu story? Do we have another 2-year-old getting deported?
No.
American little girl.
No, this is somebody who just graduated. In fact, her dad thoughtfully waited until she graduated from high school before he set Jews on fire.
Such a good father.
A good dad. Just a really, really strong Father of the Year candidate, I would think. And, with Father's Day coming up, this is, it's important to note that.
It's very important.
Yeah. Yes. Let him go. Let him go home. So, no profiles on any of the Jews that I've seen that were attacked and set on fire by this guy. But we've got this important profile on his daughter and his wife. Oh, man. What a mean, mean country we are when it's gotten to the point where a terrorist's family can't even stay here any longer just because he set 8 Jews on fire. Pretty picky.
What are we coming to?
Yeah. What kind of values does this nation have? It's just incredible.
And my understanding that one of those Jews that got set on fire survived the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
She survived the Holocaust.
Oh, jeez.
Came to America, and she got set on fire.
Wow. I mean, it's unacceptable.
It sure
whole thing is. And the sympathy, where we place our sympathy is unacceptable. It's just... We're so upside down right now as a society. Jeez. All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold. Trying to move mountains at the speed of light. When you're trying to right the country, you got to take your personal finances into account. You have to do that. And that's why thousands of Americans right now are buying gold from Birch Gold. Let me give you some facts. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 30%. Central banks are buying gold in record quantities, so demand doesn't seem to be subsiding. Rio reset on the horizon. That's coming up. The whole Rio BRICS thing, it's coming up. Nations are looking to unseat the U.S. dollar as the global reserve currency. But you can find peace of mind in gold. Birch Gold makes it extremely easy to convert an existing IRA or a 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or you can even buy some to store in your home safe, whichever way you want to go. Just text my name, Pat, to 989898, and Birch Gold will send you a free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, only useful information to make a decision. An informed decision. They've got a AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau, tens of thousands of happy customers. You can take control of protecting your savings today by texting my name, Pat, to the number 989898. ABC, by the way, we were just talking about that attack by the Egyptian terrorist on the elderly Jews in Colorado. ABC News is now worried about Islamophobia after the attack on the Jews. They do this every single time some Muslim somewhere in America attacks Americans. The problem is always us. They are always the victims. Every single time. Just 2 days after an alleged radical Islamist terrorist set a group of peaceful demonstrators on fire in Boulder, Colorado, ABC News' Bill Hutchinson wants readers to know that Islamophobia is the real concern. Egyptian national Mohammed Sabri Solomon, illegally residing, of course, in the U.S., allegedly set Jewish demonstrators on fire. The demonstrators were calling for the release of hostages still held by Hamas. 24 were injured, including a Holocaust survivor, as we just mentioned. The attack came on the heels of several other disturbing anti-Semitic attacks, including one where that couple was murdered. Just a young couple about to be married, shot dead on the streets of D.C. as they exited the Capitol Jewish Museum, as the suspect shouted, "Free Palestine." Prior to that, a 38-year-old man was charged after allegedly firebombing Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro's home. Perpetrator seemingly had anti-Semitic motivations for targeting Shapiro. But for Hutchinson, the attack in Boulder came amid record incidents of anti-Semitic and Islamophobic hate crimes. He first cites an audit released by the Anti-Defamation League that shows anti-Semitic incidents have, as reported, jumped 344% over the past 5 years and 893% over the past 10 years. 893%! That's from the ADL. But the big problem, of course, is Islamophobia, because that's what CARE said. So this is not based on any statistics that came from the U.S. government or the FBI or the ADL. This comes from the Council on American Islamic Relations, the unindicted co-conspirators in terror group attempts. And they have said that Islamophobia is the real issue, and that's dutifully reported by USA Today. According to this Hamas front group, there have been more than 8,650 complaints in 2024. So last year, 8,650 complaints.
And this is the same USA Today that did the puff piece on the terrorist daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
No, no. Is this?
Oh, was it? I thought
you said it was. Yeah, it is ABC.
Okay. Oh, ABC. I'm
ABC.
sorry.
This is ABC.
All basically the same.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Just the media.
Yep.
Just the usual suspects.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze
You think you just
Radio
fell out of a
Network.
coconut tree?
No.
Why
would
we
I?
have to hear
Why would
that?
I don't know. That was out of the blue.
Like we look. We
I think that was a mistake, right, Chris? Yep, you just hit something up by accident. Yeah.
I was checking on I was about to check on my son's flight, and I grabbed the mouse instead of my phone.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for paying attention.
So that's
during
why
the
the
show.
complete non sequitur.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So there you go.
No one heard it. I hope.
Nobody heard it.
I don't know.
I hope people heard it. Otherwise, we're doing this for no reason.
No, that was a mistake. I don't want them to hear the mistake.
All right. Got some tweets here. Butt wiping dreamer. Here we go. It's begun. Now we know why Biden was talking about his butt being wiped. He was bragging about job growth. Oh,
wow.
yeah. All right. My butt's been wiped.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why don't you accidentally push that button for us there, Chris?
Yeah. Why don't you?
Yeah.
Chris,
Any
my
minute
butt's
now.
been wiped. Joe Biden. It's probably under Biden.
Or Joe.
Or Joe.
I mean, it's one of the two.
or
right?
butt.
Or
Wiped.
Or
I don't know.
There you
go.
It's on their butt.
Did you find
Is it?
Yes, it's on their butt.
Find
Okay.
it under.
That's great. All right. Lone Wolf 2965. Does Chris play the quack quack because he misses his chickens?
Oh, gosh.
And that's the closest you have to cluck cluck?
So, how do you explain the quack quack to somebody that isn't familiar with? Because clearly it's becoming a thing where you just
70s radio where you just throw in a goofy sound after a goofy joke.
But yeah,
I don't know.
I guess
sort of like that. Back in the old days of radio.
Yeah, when it's just this dad joke or something, like,
yeah, when it's something silly. Quack quack.
Not bombs fell today in Kiev.
You don't use it.
Quack, quack.
You don't use it then. No. From Adrian Slade, how are you spending $400,000 a person on a trip to Ukraine? Couldn't they have just used Travago?
Oh, Travago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travago is that's the hotel discount place that
it
compares all the prices for you and picks out the lowest.
Flight, hotel, and car.
Wow.
Puts it all together.
All of it together. Travago. I haven't seen those ads in a while.
I haven't either.
Are they still? Did they go up out of business?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Rowdy introvert, come on, Pat. You can pick your terrorist friends, but you can't pick your terrorist family.
That's true. That's true.
It is. We should have taken that into account before we started complaining about the wonderful piece on his daughter. Karoline Leavitt discussed some crime rates under President Trump so far. Okay. So here's those stats.
Law and order is back in America under President Trump.
Boom.
And on that same note, there are new crime statistics that show crime is plummeting. In fact, Politico summed it up like this. Murder rates are tumbling across the U.S. in 2025. Homicide stats are down at least 20% over last year. And we could be on course for the lowest number on record. With President Trump in charge, the days of criminals being put over victims are over.
Nice. Wow. As it should be.
And that was Politico that said that?
Wow.
What she was saying?
Wow. If that's true.
Okay.
They've done a couple of actual real stories on President Trump lately. They did the thing that the price increases haven't really materialized that everybody was screaming about and trying to cause panic over. And now the crime stats? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So on The View yesterday, Sonny Hostin talked about the 300,000 deaths lie. Of course, they're trying to attribute 300,000 deaths to Elon Musk because of the cuts to USAID.
I mean, this is what we said, right? It was the chick on a run who made up numbers.
Yes.
5 a.m. run. She writes an article in New York Times.
And everybody just
Bono picks it up,
reports
takes it to the most listened to podcast, Joe Rogan. And now Sonny Hostin is spreading it. It's going to continue to spread. You're going to hear this number forever.
Even though it's an absolute lie.
Yeah, and Musk called Bono out, called him a idiot and a liar, and said nobody has died from Doge cuts. So he's already responded to Bono.
Okay. Here's Sonny Hostin.
But the damage that he did was just really incredible. He slashed 250,000 federal employees, more than 8,500 contracts, more than 10,000 grants, and his cutbacks on medical research cost the lives of the foreign aid, cost 300,000 lives, mostly children. That's the damage that Elon Musk did. So I don't think anyone should be listening to him about anything.
Okay. You go.
The person nobody should be listening to is you.
Love the head.
Because you don't have a single fact straight. Ever.
Yeah, and then the sheep in the audience when she said that. And mostly kids. Oh, now I care.
Yeah.
Oh. And what did Bono say?
Pathetic.
They don't have the codes to the warehouses.
To the warehouse in Houston.
Yeah.
There's a warehouse in Houston that is rotting with food.
And there's no way to get in there if you don't have a code.
Well,
the's no way.
You don't have a code.
People are gone. They don't have codes. They can't call the person with the code to get into there. How do you get a code that somebody has that you don't know?
Children are suffering. Children are dying. We don't have the code.
How dare you?
Oh.
You can't. There's no way to get into a building without a code. That's the thing right there. These are all incredibly highly secure buildings where they're impenetrable.
Yeah.
And so I love that. You couldn't call the fired employee and say, hey, what's the code? We need to get in and get the food.
Call the fire department.
You mind? Call the fire department. A locksmith? Kick down the door.
There's a locksmith.
Something. You don't let the food rot in the warehouse just because somebody got fired. Yeah, nobody even thinks any of this through. It's so stupid.
And don't forget,
insulting.
It's mostly kids.
It's mostly kids. In fact, it's almost all children.
It's almost all children.
299,990 of them are children.
Wow.
There were only 10 adults that died. The rest, all children.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. That's how bad Elon Musk is. So, wow.
Hate to see
Evil.
it.
You hate to see it.
But look, you know what? At the end of the day, at least my tax dollars are being saved.
Oh, right.
And let's not forget. So
Yeah, right. So we got that going for us.
Yeah.
All right. Blaze TV just dropped an explosive investigation, and you really need to see it. It's been 5 years since the George Floyd riots, of course, turned Minneapolis upside down, and much of the rest of the country, too. But now, for the first time ever, 3 active duty Minneapolis police officers are speaking out on camera anonymously to tell the truth about what really happened. These guys were on the front lines when the 3rd precinct was abandoned and burned. They're still on the job, still in uniform. And what they reveal about Derek Chauvin, Governor Tim Walz, and the breakdown of law and order in that city is really jaw-dropping. They say Chauvin was railroaded. Walz completely failed them. What a surprise. And that they're risking their lives every day in a city that turned their back on him. So you can watch the first 10 minutes for free right now on YouTube. Just search Blaze TV Minneapolis. But to see the full, unfiltered investigation, you got to be a Blaze subscriber. Blaze TV subscriber. Go to blazetv.com/Pat. You'll get $20 off your subscription. Works out to about 26 cents a day. And you'll also be supporting unrelenting journalism and see what the media won't show you. blazetv.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Did you see that President Trump and his administration are not going to make a Pride Month proclamation this year?
Oh, they're pissed about that.
Good! Maybe we can finally return to normalcy for a while, where we don't have to celebrate the way other people spend their time in their bedrooms. I don't know. Maybe that's just me that's a little picky about that. Initially, I thought they wanted government out of their bedroom, but now they insist on inviting all of us into their bedroom at every turn. And we got to hear about it all the time.
Love is love, Pat.
Love is love. I got you, but I don't need to hear about it every June or the rest of the year for that matter. Go ahead and do what you do. Whatever. I don't care. I really don't care what goes on in your bedroom.
Sounds like hate to me.
Next thing
nothing
you're
to
tell
do
me, my butt
with
wiper's
hate.
fired.
Yeah, well, that's coming, my friend. That too is coming.
Wow.
So there's just no justice in this world.
And you sent in a video, though, from Air Canada that is exciting. It's fabulous, dare I say.
You dare.
About the
I think you just did.
The flight crew there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is exciting.
It was a bit of a range of emotions this morning coming here and getting dressed for this flight.
C'est un moment historique qu'on vit aujourd'hui. J'ai trouvé ça une bonne initiative pour la communauté entière.
What is
comme
this
un petit thrill de faire le vol.
Is this
supporter ma fille, une de mes 4 enfants et dans la communauté. Quand j'ai vu qu'il y avait une occasion de supporter encore plus, j'ai mis mon nom tout de suite.
We are doing the first ever. Now, let me get that one straight because a few letters have been added to this one.
Oh, my gosh.
2S LGBTQ IA plus flight ever.
You missed a Q there.
I do identify with the progress flag. There's something in there that represents me as well. So it was a bit of joy having the opportunity to do this flight today.
Joy.
Ce que ça signifie, c'est vraiment un moment très spécial. C'est vraiment un terme de visibilité, de vraiment exprimer à tout le monde. On se sent vraiment accueilli, vraiment accepté pour qui on est.
Pour
célébrer l'inclusion à la diversité. Nous sommes heureux d'annoncer que le vol d'aujourd'hui
features our very first all 2S LGBTQ
He's got to read it. Then he looks up.
crew.
The safety and the well-being of all the passengers on board rests in our hands. So it doesn't matter who they are, what they represent.
Wait, if it doesn't matter, why are we hearing about it? What do you mean it doesn't matter?
And want to celebrate not just our community, but our freedom to be who we are, both at work and in society.
I'm getting off that
Say, just get me to my destination safely, okay? I don't care what you do.
No matter what they are, your customers and our employees is important to us.
Man.
Shante, you all stay.
Wait, what? What did he say? Wait,
what does that mean?
That means that those of you that are trying to get off this flight because we assembled it for DEI purposes only, Shante, you all stay? Is that? I'm not hip enough to know that reference. Is that a RuPaul thing?
Oh, it could be.
It feels like it.
Oh, it feels like yes, a drag queen kind of thing.
I bet it is.
Yep.
Oh my!
I'm getting off that flight.
So is that
RuPaul? Yeah.
I guess good call on that.
Good call. Yeah.
Felt like it.
I guess that on that flight you are discriminated against if you're not part of the LGBTQIA2+ community.
Well, that's wrong because that's not how it's said. It's 2S.
Oh, that's right. They started with the 2S.
Yes.
And they left one of the Q's out.
They
so
sure did.
They're discriminating against either queers or questioning. I'm not sure which.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure which, but one of the Q's was eliminated in that crew, and I'm pissed about it.
LGBTQ2+.
Well, see, those guys were smart because they were every time they cut to them, they were reading the letters to make sure they didn't sound like Trudeau.
Mm-hmm.
That was and
apparently Canadians just can't get that down.
Nobody cares if you're gay and you're a pilot
don't care.
or you're a flight attendant. Right. Nobody cares. What we care is that you're now trying to force them all into this one plane, into this one crew. So you're saying that what's important isn't who the best pilot is or the best flight attendant. It's just they have to match up with this identity.
Right.
That's
it's the whole problem with DEI.
Get off the flight, man.
If they're the most qualified, great. But I don't know why I have to hear about what the way they like to do their private life. I don't need to hear it. I don't need to hear it.
Well, Pat, before this flight, according to him, because he said now he can live the same way at work and in society. Before that, he couldn't do that.
He couldn't do
What
that?
does that mean?
He couldn't do that
I'm seriously,
at all.
what does that mean?
He could not be gay at work and at society. He had to keep it in his apartment. But
now,
look at him go.
What does that
look at him go?
Look at him fly, baby.
What does that mean? He can't be gay.
Shante, boy.
You all stay.
Shante, you all stay.
And sachet means you leave. I guess they kick people off the show.
If you're straight.
I don't know. Right. But oh my gosh. Whatever.
If you're trying to make sense of nonsense, just to let you know.
Then we got the drag queen who wants your kids. It's always fun.
I won't change your little town. Your own children will. Your children will see us.
Is this
your
real?
children will love us. And your children
Leave my
will
children
join
out
us.
of it, please. And they will. They'll join them too. Oh,
what? That was that real?
Yes, it was real.
That guy seemed very disingenuous.
Well, he's emotional.
Over the top.
He's crying.
He's emotional.
Crying, so.
Oh, is it he? Are we sure?
It's a he, she.
Well, what does that individual identify as?
At this point, a woman.
Okay.
Can't you tell? That's a beautiful woman, by the way.
Golly.
Emotional, pretty.
Oh, yeah, right. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
I've never seen a more beautiful woman than that. Amazing. All right. If you've got some vacation days to use, but you're bored with visiting the same places, it's time to find something new. Do you own or rent an RV? With a Harvest Hosts membership, you get unlimited, no-fee overnight RV stays at 9,500 locations across the U.S. and Canada. So all you have to do is sign up for a $79 membership, $79 a year, and you book your favorite destinations and enjoy unique RV stays all year long. So forget parking your RV at a boring rest area. Harvest Hosts lets you stop overnight at amazing locations like wineries, orchards, museums, farms, golf courses, drive-in movie theaters, and lots more. Add adventure to your travels, all while discovering new destinations and supporting unique businesses across the country. Harvest Hosts makes trip planning really easy. They got a mapping tool where you can filter by attraction type, rig length, and a lot more to show you all the host locations that are on your route. All you have to do is pick your destination and book your travel. Most hosts confirm within for first like 5 minutes. And with over 50,000 5-star reviews, you're sure to love your journey. So go to Harvest Hosts, that's all one word, harvesthosts.com. Use the promo code UNLEASHED for 20% off your Harvest Host membership. Once again, that's harvesthosts.com for 20% off. And make sure you use my promo code UNLEASHED so they know I sent you.
Call us at 888-900-3393. Pat Gray Unleashed will return.
All right, you know what we've been missing too much of is Greta Thunberg. We haven't gotten nearly enough Greta in our diet. She's been busy, supporting Hamas for the last couple of years.
Yeah, because climate change, it's all fixed.
It's all fixed.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
She did it.
Pay attention to me. I haven't been in the news in too long.
So she's sailing to Gaza now.
Oh.
We're speaking to you from the United States, where the South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham wrote on
Pause
X,
it for a sec. Democracy Now! Brings you this wonderful report. You know this is going to be good.
It's going to be
right. This is going to be good.
She's got to be just docked, right? She's right there, docked, so she can get a cell signal. And she's not sailing for this. This is stupid as hell.
No, she's sailing to Gaza right now, Keith.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Yeah, right.
She's on a boat.
On a boat. Okay.
All right, let's see this.
and her friends can swim. Your response?
What?
We can swim very well. It says a lot about their priorities that in the face of genocide and systematic starvation of 2 million people, lawmakers, elected officials whose responsibility it should be to serve the people and to protect the people, that they, rather than ending their complicity in genocide and the mass slaughtering of civilians, are focusing on mocking people who are at least trying to do their bits. I think that says everything we need to know about their priorities.
And finally, your message to Palestinians who perhaps have read about or heard about your voyage or awaiting your arrival.
Oh, I can't wait.
What is your message
We're so
to
excited
them?
to see you, Greta.
My message to them would be that we stand behind you in every step of the way.
In all of your terrorism,
we
all
are
of
standing
it.
in solidarity with you. We see you.
That's great. Beautiful.
And I am
what
also
a cause.
my deepest apologies on behalf of the outside world, especially the Western world, that we
Well, you can stick your
continue
apology
to
right up
betray
your
you
rectal
and that more
cavity there,
people
Greta.
are not stepping up.
I
But I
can't-
promise that
Okay, I can't
At
take it
least-
anymore. I can't do it. Oh,
it's a freedom flotilla, though.
I can't believe how many people support Hamas and this depravity, this insanity about supporting. Nobody wants the civilians killed. Have there been some? Yeah, I'm sure there have. It is far from a genocide. If Israel wanted to commit genocide, they're doing a pretty bad job of it. They could have wiped them out completely a long time ago. Instead of dropping leaflets, warning them repeatedly, telling them, hey, this is going to be bombed because Hamas is using it against us. You need to leave. Okay? You need to go. And then they give them time, and then they bomb it. So that is pretty ineffective genocide, if you ask me.
I really wish she had panned over so we could see that she was just 12 feet offshore. Know that she's
well, you
just
saw
hanging.
it sailing there. They were actually going over waves and stuff.
That's cool.
So,
yeah. Good. 100 yards off of the shore.
That is madness. Ugh.
What's the name of her boat? Is that the Harvey Milk? Is that what she's on?
Yes.
Okay.
Harvey Milk.
I see.
Wow.
Getting renamed, but right now it's still Harvey Milk.
Still Harvey Milk?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not Israel that is stopping the aid from getting to the Gazans. It's Hamas. They've tried to hinder all U.S. efforts. They just did it again. And we still got them, what was the number? 460,000 meals on the first day of that relief effort. But once again, we had to fight against the blockade from Hamas. Jeez. But that's all fine to Greta Thunberg. My guess is she doesn't know any of that. She just follows whatever leftist garbage is being vomited out to her.
I would love to see the welcome party at Gaza.
I would love that too.
I was just looking that up. She gets there Saturday.
Saturday?
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be great. I want flags and I want parties. And I believe doesn't she also support, I don't know, the LGBTQ community as well?
Oh, of course she does.
So, I want... it's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Also, we've got a teacher wearing an 8647 shirt.
Oh boy!
So this is fun.
That's fun. I mean,
that's
it's
fun,
hilarious,
right?
Right in front of the White House.
8647. I bet she doesn't know what that means either.
Oh, it's just like shells arranged on her shirt.
Yeah. It's probably an address of some kind, or maybe a key to a recipe. I don't know. But that's cute. It's adorable.
So it's a teacher?
Yeah, she's a teacher. So probably wears that to class, would be my guess. Oh,
that's weird how the numbers just kind of arranged on her shirt like that without her knowing.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it?
Stumbled upon that.
I just saw that yesterday.
Oh, no. Here
on
locally?
A car at a Tom Thumb. So I'm in the grocery store parking lot, parked right next to a car with it written, written on their windshield, 8647.
Okay.
So I keyed their car and set it on fire on my way into the store. So
good for you.
Yeah. I thought it was just the right thing to do.
That's how we react to
Yeah,
things
that's how
we
you
don't
react to
like.
stuff you disagree with, right? You just key the car and then set it on fire.
So when you came out of the store,
it was still burning.
It was just burning.
Yeah,
still burning.
Is there a fire department in this town?
No.
Yeah, but it took them a while.
Okay.
It took them a while. I don't know how close they were to this particular
Probably
Tom Thumb.
Doge cuts. And the firemen didn't have the code to get into the fire station.
That's exactly what it is.
And by the way, this teacher was there as a chaperone for a Washington, D.C. trip.
So she was with kids wearing that.
So the kids were with her.
Yes, they were.
Good.
And the school launched an investigation to see what happened.
Well, what happened was she wore an 8647 T-shirt.
No.
Fire her!
They don't know what happened.
They don't know what happened? Okay. All right.
They need to get her
it's like
side.
the police department with the terror attack. It's way too soon to know what happened there.
We don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know what that is. We need to look into it. More coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Wow, this is weird.
What?
Looks like Fox and Friends allowed Steve Ducey back in the studio for some reason.
No way. So he's done with his tour?
They didn't change the lock?
His American tour is done?
No, it's weird. This is weird.
So he went from Florida to Nashville. And then he just...
Now he's in Dallas.
Well, he's probably was like, hey.
No, in New York.
New York.
Yeah. Well, it says Dallas Live up there.
Interesting.
See that? I don't know. Is that their new Dallas studio?
No. Time out. That's a big screen. Where is he? That's a big screen. They're just on the screen. He's not in their studio. He's at a
you're
restaurant.
right.
Yeah.
That's a cool shot.
That is.
Really? Yeah, look at that. He looks like he's in the room with. No, he did not. They did not allow him into the studio.
No.
Thank goodness.
That dressing room is already
what is that
someone
facility?
else's.
It's at COSM. I feel like I'm missing out on something.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, yes. That's where they're streaming the hockey. Is kind of the take on the Globe in Vegas.
Interesting.
I had tickets for that.
Really?
I had tickets for that last night, but I couldn't go.
It's like a mini sphere.
Mini sphere. Thank you. Yes.
And where is it?
It's
in Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, but where? Like downtown?
Texas. Dallas is in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Dallas.
All right.
Yes.
I see.
Oh, it's in the Colony, a suburb here.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's lots of fun.
How much does it cost?
$35 for the tickets.
Really?
Just to sit there and watch the game? That's kind of cool.
And there's alcohol, Keith.
What? I don't drink. What are you talking about?
I apologize.
He doesn't drink.
No,
he doesn't
there's
drink.
alcohol.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't drink either. Oh, well, I don't know who I'm talking
Hold
to.
on.
Then.
That is that's pretty cool. Like
that is cool.
I could see them putting like the Cowboys game every Sunday or something there, right? Yeah,
they do that. They do NBA and
it's called
movies.
COSM or
COSM. Yes.
What a dumb name. What does it stand for? It's stupid. They need a new
Apparently
name.
he doesn't know.
So hold on. That's limited seating.
Yes,
I
it
can't
is.
believe it's that cheap.
Well, there's also standing room. You can stand at the bar, but you don't drink. So.
I don't drink. So.
Still $35, whether you stand or sit.
I don't know. I didn't check for a standing room.
Okay.
I need a fact check on this. I don't believe Chris Cruz.
Okay.
$35 for this.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Reserve a table. Let's see.
But meantime, Chris, walk us through Joe Biden's former White House press secretary. We got Curly here.
Go Pat. Your
KJP.
favorite Curly.
Yeah, she's great.
She
wrote a book.
She wrote a book, released a new book called Independent.
Independent.
Look inside broken White House, outside the party lines. It was released on October 21st.
Wait, what?
So it doesn't come out yet?
Is she admitting?
Pat, that's exactly what I said.
Is this part 2 of what original
sin and
from
that's
Jake
Stephen
Tapper?
A. Smith's theory. We want to have his clip later,
gotta-
but I want you guys to show her release in her Instagram. She posted this video.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Karine Jean-Pierre, and I am the author of a new book that's coming out this fall called Independent. It's coming out on October 21st, so please do grab it. And the reason I wrote this book, coming out of the White House, you know, serving as White House press secretary was an honor and a privilege. But since I have left, the people that come up to me, strangers that come up to me
and say,
just across the
"Why'd you
country
lie
as I'm
every
traveling,
day? Why'd you lie to
and
us
sometimes
every
right
day?"
in my neighborhood, at a grocery store, supermarket, airport, my daughter's school, the number one question they ask me is, Karine, how do we get out of this? How do we protect our democracy? How do we protect vulnerable communities among us? What do we do next? Because we don't have answers here. That's what they ask me. And this is my answer. And what I mean by that is, in an era of misinformation, disinformation, the regressiveness of social policy, what we're seeing currently right now, what I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about.
So it's not currently a long time ago?
Or tomorrow.
Or it's not currently next year? No. So it's currently right now.
I want to make sure you understood, Pat, that is...
Okay, good.
It's imminent. It's now.
Good.
It's happening.
So you couldn't just say currently.
No.
Or just right now.
No.
It had to be currently right now. All right.
You got you talking about
this is how good she is. She's a communicator.
That's the thing. That's what I was going to point out. She's doesn't have her big book of everything.
Oh, that's right.
She's got a big book, and I guarantee you it's not her book because it doesn't come out for 5 months. She just slipped a cover on some book that was sitting behind her and said, "Oh, here's my book." So she's not used to not looking down at her notes. So she's. That's why she's struggling.
Does anybody believe she wrote this thing? Not for 1 second do I believe she wrote it.
How dare you? Are you saying that black people can't write books?
I'm not. No, I'm not saying.
Okay.
I'm saying she can't write one.
Okay.
We saw her dumbness on display every day. Come on.
I want to know what that big book of everything is.
Yeah, and I want to know what she's going to say about the broken White House. Is she going to try to say that that's Trump's White House?
Ooh.
Or is it the Biden White House that was broken?
That's a good insight.
Who had has the broken White House?
Get the book, October 21st, but she has more.
Jeez. All right.
Social policy, what we're seeing currently right now. What I have decided to do, and I really have thought long and hard about this, is to follow my own compass.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
That's what I've done.
Puddin'.
And that's what this book does.
That's what she's done.
And here's the truth.
That's what the book
does.
does.
Here's how I will
Here's
lay
the
it
truth.
out to
Here's
you.
the truth. Here's how.
I think we need to stop thinking in boxes
and
think outside of our boxes.
Oh.
And not be so partisan.
Well, wait.
And the way that I
So we need to start thinking inside the box, outside the box.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't that what you just said? Go back 10 seconds. Make sure I heard that right. We need to be in the box, but outside the box.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
That's what this book does. And here's the truth. Here's how I will lay it out to you.
Okay, lay it out.
I think we need to stop thinking in boxes.
Oh, stop
and think
thinking.
Outside of our boxes.
Okay, I got it.
And
All right,
not
thank
be
you.
so partisan.
Yeah.
And the way that I see moving forward in this space that we're in right now.
That's one thing she's not, is partisan.
If you are willing to stand side by side with me, regardless of your how you identify politically.
Okay.
And as long as you respect the community that I I belong to
What the hell does that
and
mean?
vulnerable communities that I respect, I will be there with you.
Okay.
I will
do
be. I will
do you
move
not
forward
need to
with
respect
you.
anything that
And
I belong
is, I
to?
think,
or?
so important.
Uh-huh.
So this book, Independent, it's
read us a
about
bit.
looking
Read us an
outside of
excerpt.
boxes, not just always being
in the
a
box,
partisan
because we need to
stance.
stop that.
And how do we move?
She's so good at
forward
that.
Together.
She's
in a
really good at not being
compassionate
partisan.
way, in a way that really truly cares about people.
Sure.
October 21st.
Oh, I can't wait.
was
Man,
gonna
am
say,
I
Pat, are
excited
you
for
ready?
it now.
Get in line
Woo-wee.
today because it's going to sell out.
I'm going to start camping out at Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble.
Today?
Yeah.
Yes, today.
Like all
Today.
summer?
As soon as the
Yes.
show's over. I'll be doing the show at Barnes & Noble tomorrow.
I'll make sure you get a brick.
Pat, you realize it's still spring.
Yeah, but
then and it's summer in Texas.
You know how long that line's going to be?
And then
starting in October?
Curly is writing a book.
You're right. She's
about-
writing a book, and it's nonpartisan.
Yes.
Okay?
Do you think her book will be thicker than her big book of everything? I mean, that's a...
No, I don't. I don't think
that's
so.
a big
But
book.
Pat,
right
I don't
there.
know where you're
Look at
getting
that.
all-
Huh?
I don't know where you're getting all this because I'm going to take you back to when she was the press secretary and
Yeah.
she was talking about
Who's
how
she?
sharp Joe Biden was.
All right.
Right. Here we go.
He is as sharp as ever, as I have known him to be in my engagement and my experience with him.
Okay, so
Sharp.
she never talks to him.
Sharpest ever. Sharpest ever.
But the best clip out of yesterday was Stephen A. Smith. He is furious. Not
Okay.
only Curly, but the Democrats.
All right.
You were not the White House press secretary when you showed up on ABC's The View a couple of months ago. You were talking major stuff then. You were not the White House press secretary. You were an American citizen who was not working in the White House. What the hell are you going on the show for then? Bloviating about Joe Biden and how he was alert and he was spry and he was a great commander-in-chief and he was sharp and all of this stuff. I don't have it clipped in front of me because I just saw the story. You're lucky I don't have time to pull it up. But I'm fully aware of the fact that you were not the White House press secretary when you were on The View.
That's true.
Spewing the same stuff you had spewed when you were the White House press secretary.
Right.
So all bets are off. You didn't have to do that, but you chose to. Live with your decisions. Live with your decisions. You didn't have to do that, but that's what you chose to do. You chose to go front and center and still spew the same party line. So what the book's going to tell us? The book's going to tell us more about the Democrats. The book is the book going to be an extension of Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson's book, Original Sin. Yet another Democrat coming out and telling us about stuff that a whole bunch of stuff on the right was telling us, but y'all swore we shouldn't listen to while y'all were engaging in cancel culture, while y'all were engaging in excoriating anybody that called the Democratic Party out for what the hell was going on. That's what we supposed to do now?
Yep.
That's what we supposed to do.
You got it.
We're supposed to listen to you now. Okay. I'll do that. Karine Jean-Pierre, you are more than welcome to come on the Stephen A. Smith Show and explain your book and what it's going to say. But not only why we didn't hear from you while you were the White House press secretary, which is very understandable. But how come we didn't hear that from you afterwards? Why were we hearing the same stuff after you left the White House that you were saying while you were in the White House? That's a good point.
So he liked his own point?
He sure did.
Yeah, of course he
good.
does. Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah.
He
But
loves
he's
every point he
right,
makes.
though.
He is.
Where
He is
was
right.
she?
He is right.
I think it's worse than that.
Okay.
I think Karine Jean-Pierre probably didn't even plan on writing a book until she got wind that Jake Tapper was writing a book.
Yeah, and he's making
and
money off of it.
making money, laying down cover for her, and now the floodgates can open up on these books, these tell-all books. She should have been out there immediately.
And we don't know for sure that she's going to go against everything she said while she was in the White House. However, she did switch parties.
Did she?
She left the Democrats, supposedly.
She's independent.
And that's why the book is called Independent. Okay. All right.
I'd like to see.
Are you independent now?
See how she votes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I'm excited to see what she's going to say in this book, because the hypocrisy is going to be amazing.
Well,
would be my guess.
She's grown as a person. She's independent.
Oh yeah, right. She's learned a lot.
She's matured
in these few months. Okay.
And a lot of people keep coming up to her and asking her, what can we do?
What can we do?
Well, Scott Jennings has also words for KJP.
Okay.
Oh, I like this guy.
Different view. I'd like to congratulate Democrats for ridding yourselves of this untalented mediocrity. I mean, this is the most self-aggrandizing liar that has ever held this job. The White House press secretary is a sacred position, and she stood up there for years and lied through her teeth
over and over
to
and
the
over.
American people.
Thank you.
My friend,
and
not the first.
She is the literal worst White House press secretary in my lifetime.
Right.
And what she did in the last year and a half of the Biden administration, cheap fakes, the entire cover-up around the president's mental faculties, she was in the center of it.
So you think she's doing this to launder herself?
So congratulations for getting rid of this, but Democrats deserve everything they're getting here for putting her in that job in the first place.
So I will say...
True. Yeah, we don't care what you will say. Which is why we just ended it right there.
Facts.
All right, let's be honest. We're not getting any younger right now. And if you want to look and feel your best, you need to check out Pure Health Research. They have 45 premium health supplements designed to help you with every goal that you could have. Boosting your energy, trimming belly fat, supporting healthy blood sugar, pumping your testosterone up, or reducing swelling in your legs. Whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, Pure Health Research Supplement Store has something for you. Each formula is crafted with natural non-GMO ingredients and backed by clinical research, too. Manufactured right here in the U.S. I love that. And here's the best part. Pure Health Research is offering you an exclusive 35% discount right now. So go to purehealthresearch.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. They've got a 365-day money-back guarantee. There's no risk in trying something new. So why wait? Go to purehealthresearch.com right now. Check out their 45 amazing supplements and save 35% before this deal ends with the coupon code PAT. Don't miss this chance to look and feel your best.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
Okay, so we get another question to Deputy Director of the FBI, Dan Bongino.
Oh, yeah.
About the Epstein files. This comes from Sean Hannity.
Social media was blowing up last night because when Hannity originally asked Bongino about the Epstein files, I guess there was an issue with the earpiece. And he was just like, I can't hear you. And they go to break. Okay. And so social media was like, oh, my gosh, look at this. I mean, that was It was a fun few minutes.
I remember that.
But then they came back from the break, and he was able to address the Epstein stuff. Yeah.
On the Epstein files, listen, I know this is a hot potato for folks. I totally understand. My comments were clear. I'm not paid for my opinions anymore. I work for the taxpayer now. I'm paid on evidence. That's it. The evidence we have in our files clearly indicates that it was, in fact, a suicide. We do have video. It's not the greatest video in the world. I don't want to set expectations on fire. However, the video does show in that specific block that he goes in, made a phone call. You'll see 12 hours of guards going to basically check on him, come back. You'll see no one really comes out in that bay, in that area, than him. There's no one in there. When you combine that with the other evidence we will be releasing in the coming weeks, we're still finalizing some of the products. I think it's pretty clear. However, as I've clearly indicated in some of my tweets on my official account, you know, listen, investigations, if new information surfaces in the future on any of these cases, we're always open. I'm just telling you, there's nothing there in the file at all that indicates anything other than, in fact, a suicide.
Who assembled the file?
So that wasn't really about the file. That was about his suicide.
Yeah.
They're doubling down on that.
Well, yeah, but he keeps talking about the evidence that they have in the file. I mean, again, who compiled the evidence that's in this file? I don't know. Whenever I hear Cash or Dan talk about the Epstein files, I just see the J.D. Vance look at the camera while Tim Walz is lying. He's like,
yes.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. And are we going to believe the video? I mean, we've been playing for weeks. This
AI stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're both great guys. I trust them, and I just hope that.
I just wish they would have just wait. I mean, don't make promises you can't keep. Because we've had that a million times, and we're all sick and tired of it. And so it's caused this incredible distrust. So when you say the first thing you're going to do when you occupy that position is to release the Epstein files, and then you don't, and now we're 5 months down the road, you lose credibility. I wish they just wouldn't have said, okay, we're going to look into, maybe you could say, we're going to look into it, and we're going to release them as soon as we can. But not day one. You don't tell us day one when you can't deliver day one. And here we are, day 200 or whatever it is.
So you're saying that day one came and passed?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it may not be that they're lying to us. Now,
no, it might not be. They just made a promise they couldn't keep.
Well, what I'm saying is some think that they're being threatened or coerced. And
might be.
Could be that.
Could be.
But it could be that they have bad information. And it could just be that, maybe he did kill himself. But that just seems the least likely outcome of
does.
The problem I have with that is that Kash Patel told someone in this network in his office that he's seen it and read it.
Right.
So what changed?
Right.
You know what, Chris? That I keep forgetting that.
So that's
he did say
that's
that.
what's in my head every single time.
Every single time.
He said he saw it?
He said he saw the pages from 9/11. He read the report.
Holy crap.
And he said, if America knew...
We got to get that clip back on this show.
Yeah, I'll try to find it for
Oh, my
tomorrow.
gosh.
That's the problem I have with this whole Kash Patel.
Yeah, me too.
He said he read it. He saw it.
It comes from what he told Glenn.
Yes. Oh, Glenn. Oh, that's who it was. I thought he was just...
we've said it before. We might as well not be coy about it. He said it to Glenn. And so we repeated it to you. And now we look stupid, too, because he didn't follow through on it.
No, again, because the guy who said he read it and saw the papers.
Yeah.
So
what
okay.
changed?
So exactly. And that's what lends credence to the all right, so who's holding what over them?
Yeah, exactly.
If he actually saw the files and now
somebody's telling him
there's no there.
And that happens in these positions, by the way. When you get into a position of huge responsibility like FBI director and deputy FBI director, there's more responsibility on you. And that's what Bongino's trying to tell us. Hey, look, I'm not a talk show host anymore.
True.
I'm the deputy director of the FBI. So now I can't just spout out on, just vomit things out of my mouth. So, but it's too bad that they created these expectations for us.
And it doesn't pass the smell test.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Yeah.
But like we said, yesterday and today, if we get the House, we get the Senate.
Well, then you get your own people running the joint at the
presidency. And then you get all the appointments from the cabinet.
Right.
They're all Republican.
Well, and you got that MAGA Supreme Court to back you up as well. Though that would be great. Can you imagine?
Holy crap.
What it would be with majorities in both houses and the executive branch.
I got it.
And the Supreme Court.
All right. Enough with the pipe dreams.
Yeah, that's true.
And all the secretaries are Republicans. This is utopia.
Yeah, right.
Just think of what we could get accomplished.
Oh my gosh, we could make.
Sky's not even the limit. There's no limit.
What else we got from?
We got Bongino on what keeps him up at night.
Oh,
let's hear that.
Okay.
You ask me what's the biggest threat right now. People say, well, what keeps you up at night? Well, the answer is I'd never sleep if I thought about this stuff all the time. But it all keeps me up at night. The drone threat. This is a perilous, acute threat. It's not here tomorrow. It's here today. Everybody saw what happened in Russia. It's only a matter of time if we don't take action, which I promise you, the Attorney General and the Director and I are taking action on this threat. It is here right now. You've got the threat of AI, alignment there. You've got the threat of China infiltration into our systems. It's been publicly reported. You've seen it. When you get the President's Daily Brief every morning, like the Director and I do for this half an hour block we get, it's the first thing we do. You know, Sean, you walk out of there and you're like, somebody go get me a cup of coffee. I mean, this is really, I need a coffee relaxes me a little bit because you go out of there, your blood pressure's through the roof. It's so many different things to action. And one last thing, when you combine that with the Director and our priority, which is reform. Without reform, we're not going to have anything because the American people won't trust us. They will not trust us. And after what happened, I don't blame them for that mistrust. You combine that and layer it on. We got a big job, but the Director and I are glad we're doing it.
Okay. Well, good. There you go.
What was the AI threat he said, though? Is he talking about the New Jersey drone? Oh, not AI threat, the drone threat. Was he talking about the New Jersey drones or just a larger...
I thought he was, but then he threw on the Ukraine, which is true, right? Other trucks with drones already.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out, because I was told that the drones over New Jersey was just no big deal. Like they were ours or something.
That just went away. That whole problem
just went away.
And in fact, the last administration told us that you could buy them at a convenience store. So,
yes. Right. You could go to a local HEB.
So I do want to know if he was talking about the drone threat in general or specific to what we experienced a few months ago.
Well, he's assistant director, so he's not a radio host. So.
Yeah.
And I don't doubt that he doesn't sleep much. I can't imagine being in that role.
All right. We'll finish off the week with you tomorrow. Jeffy will join us, and we'll see you then. Plus, overtime still coming up today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.